Hello my dear friends, welcome to your PDA and Engineers Career Point. So my dear friends, one of the good news to coming to all of you guys, especially for the southernmost state India, southern student, UDPI Coaching Shipyard Limited question paper is there. You might have aware. If you are not aware, then I want to tell you. Actually, a Coaching Shipyard Limited had recently live their notification live now, and you can fill the form. And there's a huge number of vacancy compared to other years. There is huge number of vacancy in CHL, right? CHL, huge number of vacancies there. I think it is more than 20 vacancies there, so you can fill that form, right? So my dear friends, most of the I am getting the query from the student, sir, how I have to prepare the for that exams, and a lot of question was there. So I will try to collect all that type. I will try to solve all that type of different questions that has been asked by the student. But before that, my dear friends, I want to tell you, actually you can say UDUPI Coaching Shipyard Limited, basically it is a subsidiary body of CHL, right? Coaching Shipyard Limited. Right now the vacancy is live in the Coaching Shipyard Limited. So I was interested to find their question in the recent year, but in the 2023-2024 I haven't find their question paper of the CHL, right? But yes, when I was searching the question paper, I got the question paper of UDPI Coaching Shipyard Limited. But because question paper is going to set by the same people, so by this question paper you can get a roughly idea that which type of question is going to ask, how much you have to be prepared, how much time you have to give on that preparation, and how you can attain the good marks. So after the analysis of that paper, you could be able to understand everything about the Coaching Shipyard Limited. And yes, this is the one of the golden opportunity. Even every year, not that year, even every year, the vacancy or recruitment is going to be live by that CHL. And especially this is very, very important, as I told you, from the southern student, because most of the posting is going to get in the southern areas. So that is a very good opportunity, or you can say golden opportunity to those guys. So my dear friends, now, and your PDA and Engineers Career Point is only coaching institute which is going to provide the guidance about how to prepare about the CHL, which type of preparation you have to start, which question is going to ask, which subject you have to prepare most, all the things, because you are, or you can say the Engineers Career Point or your PDI is only institute which is going to provide the vast experience about your selection. Okay, so let's start with the question, my dear friends. By this analysis you can find how different types of question you are going to ask in CHL and all this. And one more request I want to tell you, my dear friends, if you have CHL question, then please share me in the, you can share me, right? So let's start with the question, my dear friends. In the UDPI, there will be 20 non-question, 20 will be the non-technical question, right? Non-technical, and 40 will be the technical question. So here, since I am talking about the mechanical engineering, so I am going to talk here 40 technical question which has been asked from the mechanical section, right? So let's start our analysis. So my dear friends, that all are the non-technical. So let's start with the technical. Right, so see, that is the first question on your screen. That is the first question on your screen. The question is, I think it is proper visible. Everyone tell me, is it proper visible now? Yeah. So the question is that, my dear friends, here we can see the question is that the ratio of ultimate stress to the design stress, or you can say design stress, is known as, so elastic limit, strain, or bulk modulus, factor of safety. Yes, my dear friends, you guys are well aware that is what this is called, factor of safety, because in the machine design you might have aware about the factor of safety. Factor of safety is basically the ratio of ultimate stress upon, you can say, design stress, or you can say ultimate stress upon working stress, right? Ultimate stress upon working stress, whatever. So that is called is what, factor of safety, right? So that was the easy question, you can do it very easily. Well, come to the next question. Next question is, the surface convection resistance to the internal conductive resistance is known as. My dear friends, that question has been taken from your one of the important subject is known as what, heat transfer. If you talk about the name of topic, then obviously it has been taken from the which topic, conduction, right? And more precisely we can say from the lump heat analysis. lump heat analysis. That question has been taken from the lump heat analysis. The question is that the ratio of surface convection resistance to internal conductive resistance, that is talk about R convection upon R conduction, right? Conductive resistance. The ratio of surface convection resistance to internal conductive resistance or conduction resistance, this number is known as what, my dear friends? Biot number. And you know, Biot number is a dimensionless number. With the help of Biot number, my dear friends, you are going to find either body is lump or not, right? If the Biot number is less than 0.1, then you can consider as a body as a lump. If the Biot number is exactly 0, then you are going to set that lump body is perfectly lump. In fact, perfectly lump you cannot get, right? So I can consider a body as a lump when Biot number is less than 0.1. Why Biot number is less than 0.1? Then you can consider as a body as a lump body. Otherwise, if the Biot number will be 0, then it is called perfectly lump. What it is called? Perfectly lump body. So that was the question about the lump, right? About the Biot number. Now come to the next question. In stress resistance diagram up to proportional limit. So my dear friends, that question has been taken from your favorite subject, what? Strength of material. And the question is that stress resistance diagram up to proportional limit, right? If you talk about the up to proportional limit, so what is going to be happening? Stress is directly proportional to strain. After that, you are going to get the upper yield point, lower yield point, or that. But up to the proportional limit, what is going to be happening? There is a proportionality or linear relationship between the stress and strain. So the correct answer will be what, my dear friends? Stress is directly proportional to the strain. And you know, in fact, in every exam, you will find that type of question, okay? So you must have aware about that. And one more thing, my dear friends, one beauty, if you talk about CSL, right, Coaching Shipyard Limited, if you talk about that exam, then one of the beauty is that they are not going to ask the numerical part, right? If you find all the questions, we will see all are the objective questions or are just a theoretical questions. So if you have good theoretical knowledge, I think you can easily able to crack that exam, right? See how the basics question is going to ask in that exam. But yes, your consistency, good guide is most important in your selection. Otherwise, student huge syllabus is there. Students are going to struck what to read, what not to read, right? In such case, guide are very important. If you are going to take the proper guide, guidance, then I think there is no any restriction in your selection. Well, so my dear friends, we can see how easy question is going to ask. And yes, if you are getting the right guide like UDUPI and Engineers Career Point, I want to make you sure your selection will be there, right? So come to the next question. Next question has been Kelvin Planck's law deals with. Kelvin Planck's law deals with. Tell me, my dear friends, that question of the obviously has been taken from the second law of thermodynamics. So it is what? Conservation of work, conversion of heat into work, conservation of heat, conversion of work into heat. So what will be the answer? So Kelvin Planck's statement, have you remember, my dear friends? Have you remember that is basically there are two laws in the thermodynamics second law, right? One is one is what? Kelvin Planck's, other one is what? Clausius inequality, right? So if you talk about the Kelvin Planck's, so it talks about the what? Conversion of heat into work, right? Conversion of heat into work. So the correct answer is what? B for Bombay. One is Clausius inequality is also, the Clausius statement is also there. According to Clausius statement, you know, it is not possible, right, to transfer the heat from low to high without doing external work. And that is what Kelvin Planck's statement, right? Kelvin Planck's is what? Conversion of heat into work. That is about going to be talked. Come to the next question. Under the next question, what? When the body vibrates under the influence of external force, right, then the body is said to be, external force is there. Obviously, that question has been taken from the tone, and more precisely we can from the mechanical vibration. That question has been taken from the mechanical vibration. Mechanical vibration is important from all the exam perspective. So my dear friends, whenever external force you are going to apply, then it is called is what, my dear friends? Then it is called is what? Force vibration, right? Damped vibration, natural vibration and free vibration all are, but that will be what? Force vibration. Come to the next question. What is the relationship between the CAD and CAM? Okay. Yes, my dear friends, that question has been taken from the manufacturing engineering, or you can say production engineering. One of the topic, especially if we talk about the machining. So you are going to deal about the CAD and CAM in the machining. So what is CAD and CAM? That is science and engineering, design and manufacturing, manufacturing and marketing, design and marketing. No, my dear friends, CAD and CAM basically going for the design purpose, right? Not for marketing, not it is engineering, science or light. So the correct answer will be what? B for Bombay, design and manufacturing. Basically it is going to use in that sector. Now come to the next question. So which of the following is true centrifugal force causing unbalance? Which of the following is the true centrifugal force because of which there is an unbalance is happening? Option A is direction change with rotation, magnitude change with rotation, direction and magnitude both remains unchanged with rotation, direction and magnitude both change with rotation. No, my dear friends, if you are going to talk about that is the, suppose any body is rotating about a circular path, like in that manner, so we can say what is happening, their direction is continuously changing, right? Where acceleration, you know, my dear friends, direction is continuously changing. So why acceleration is going to be developed? You know, my dear friends, acceleration is what? dv upon dt, right? Acceleration is what? dv upon dt. So sir, when velocity will change, acceleration will get changed. How velocity is going to change? Velocity can change, either their magnitude will change or their direction will change, right? In both the case, velocity will get changed. So if you talk about the centrifugal force, my dear friends, so it is basically coming due to the change in the direction, because of that you are going to observe the centrifugal force, right? So the answer will be the direction change with the rotation, and A is the right answer, right? So always you have to keep in mind acceleration will be what? Change in velocity with respect to time, or you can say rate in change in velocity. So velocity can change in two ways, because velocity is a vector quantity, so it have magnitude as well as direction, right? So velocity can change, either magnitude is changing or their direction will change, right? So if you talk about in centrifugal, in the rotation, what is going to be happen? The magnitude is not going to change out here, it is moving, right? And since here direction is continuously changing, so due to the change in the direction, the centrifugal force is going to be happening. In fact, centrifugal acceleration is also going to be exist, right? You might have seen whenever you are going to moving on a bent track. So this is suppose you are sitting in a bus and bus is moving on a bent track. Then you find if the bus is moving that way, then you are going to be you are going to observe one force in the opposite to that of outward direction. That is basically centrifugal. So the correct answer will be what? Change in the rotation, right? Now come to the next question. The lowest thermal diffusivity. Yes, my dear friends, that question is obviously from the heat transfer. First chapter is what? Conduction. If you talk about lowest thermal diffusivity, aluminum, rubber, lead and tin. So yes, rubber will be the thermal diffusivity. Sir, what do you mean by thermal diffusivity, sir? What thermal diffusivity indicate, my dear friends? What is the meaning of thermal diffusivity, my dear friends? Thermal diffusivity basically indicates, suppose two bodies are there, right? Body A is there having temperature, let's assume 100 degrees Celsius, right? And that is body B having same temperature 100 degrees Celsius. So what the thermal diffusivity represent? Suppose if I am going to put that body in the atmosphere or anywhere in any medium, suppose both these two blocks I am going to put in the atmospheric condition or in atmosphere condition, right? So the thermal diffusivity basically indicate how fast a body can come equilibrium with their surrounding. Suppose if thermal diffusivity alpha of A is more than alpha of B, that means thermal diffusivity of A is more than that of thermal diffusivity B. So if I am going to put these two in the surrounding, in atmosphere, in water, anywhere, surrounding can be anything. So first it will attain the surrounding temperature. Let's assume surrounding temperature 20 degrees Celsius. So first that body will attain that 20 degrees Celsius, and after that, since it have lesser thermal diffusivity, after that it will get that temperature, right? So the basically thermal diffusivity indicates how faster a body can attain the equilibrium with their ambient or environment. So that's the basic meaning of the word thermal diffusivity, how a body can attain the thermal equilibrium with their surrounding, how fast a body can attain. Higher the alpha, fast it will attain the equilibrium with their surrounding, or the place in which it has been put. It can be water, it can be oil, it can be air, whatever. Whenever you are going to put higher the thermal diffusivity, it will come faster to the uniform with that of surrounding in which you are going to place that one. So next question is that, my dear friends, the flow of current in solid is due to, right? Yeah, that's a very basic question. That is from the, you can say from the 9th and class 10th, that question has been taken. So current is basically due to the movement of the electrons. So the correct answer will be what? D for Delhi. D for Delhi is the right answer. Okay. Come to the next question. Ice kept in a thermal. So are you seeing now? You can watch that things. The question is very easy. Not easy. In fact, we can say conceptual or theoretical question is there, right? So if your concept is good, your theoretical portion is good, I want to make sure your selection is high probably you will get selected. So start your preparation. As I told you, the coaching shipyard limited, their notification is live now. And if you are from the southern state, then yes, don't forget to fill that forms. And if you talk about the guidance, so yes, my dear friends, as I told you, your PDA and engineer's career point is always with you in your selection till your destination, right? So don't worry, fill the forms and you can start your preparation. You can start journey of your preparation with us, right? So see the next question. The question is that ice is kept in an insulated thermoflask in an example of, right? So from the name it is insulated, right? Insulated as thermoflask, so no heat is going to be transferred, no work is going to be transferred. So the example will be the isolated system. If we talk about isolated systems, in an isolated system, no heat is going to transfer, no work is going to transfer, no mass is going to be transferred. Suppose this is one of the isolated system. So the energy of the isolated system remains always constant, because it is if you talk about isolated system, in case of isolated system, there is no transfer of energy and there is no transfer of mass. Such type of system is called is what? Isolated system, right? So the correct answer will be the what? B for Bombay. In impact, we can say in case of isolated system, the energy of the system remains constant because it is not going to be transferred anymore, right? So the correct answer will be B for Mumbai. That type of question may be asked because, as I told you, same people are going to construct the question, same people are going to frame the questions, right? So question pattern will be approximately same in Coaching Shipyard Limited, whatever was in the UDUPI. Same pattern you can expect, right? So that's a golden opportunity, my dear friends. Don't wait for the last time. Fill the form and start your preparation fast. Come to the next question. In a 4-stroke cycle engine, cycle completed. See, what a easy question it was. 4 strokes, yes, it is a question from the taken has been from the internal combustion. If you talk about the IC engine, that question has been taken from the IC engine. So what is the question, sir? Question is 4-stroke in 4-stroke cycle is completed in 2-stroke of the piston, 2 revolution of the crankshaft, 3-stroke of the piston, 4 revolution of the crankshaft. So a student will make confused there if they have not good knowledge or better understanding of the subject. They may 2-stroke means piston, sometimes they are going to be confused. If you talk about the 4-stroke, so there will be the 2 revolution of the crankshaft, right? So it will be something like that. This is your piston cylinder arrangement, right? Here this is, and with this it is going to be connected, right? So when it will make 2 revolution, there will be the 4-stroke. First, this will coming down, that is called suction stroke. When it is coming down, it will come there. After that, it is going to be compressed, right? Suction, compression and expansion stroke. One rotation will going to be get. After that, in another rotation, suction, compression and this or 4-stroke is going to be completed. So we can say 2 revolution of the crankshaft is going to give the 4-stroke engine cycle, then it will get completed, right? So simple question it was. I don't think you will find any difficulties. Now come to the next question, but yes, your basic must be clear, otherwise a student may confuse about the option C, option D. Sometimes they are going to put in option A, 2-stroke of the piston. Yeah, my dear friends, that is our piston, right? That is what our piston, that is our what cylinder, and that is our what we can say crankshaft. Okay, now come to the next question. The heat treatment process used for the casting is, if you talk about heat treatment, what is the main purpose of heat treatment? So if you have to improve the mechanical properties of the material, then you are going to do the heat treatment process, right? So the question is that heat treatment process used for the casting is annealing, normalizing, carburizing and tempering. So the correct answer will be what? Normalizing. Come to the next question. Which of the following type of a screw is used in a machine? That question also has been taken from the machine design, or you can say especially sometimes that type of question will find them in the production engineering also, because you are going to read about the screw in production also. So which of the following type of screw used in the machine? Rectangle thread, square thread, round thread and helical thread. So correct answer will be the square thread. Why? Because you might have aware in the square thread bidirectional motion can be possible. Because of that, one of the advantage they have, and due to this it is called I am going to prefer the square thread. Next question is that Bell-Coleman cycle is. So yes, my dear friend, that question has been taken from the refrigeration and air conditioning. Option A, reverse Carnot cycle, reverse Otto cycle, reverse Rankine cycle, reverse Joule cycle. So yes, my dear friends, the answer will be the what? Reverse Joule cycle is the right answer. Reverse Joule cycle is the right answer. So that answer is right. Even you know Bell-Coleman cycle, if you have gone through, this is sometimes also known as reverse Brayton cycle, we can say also. Brayton cycle is there or not? Reverse Joule cycle, Carnot, Otto, reverse Brayton cycle you can also use. Basically Bell-Coleman cycle is going to used in the air conditioning of the if you talk about the aeroplane, in aeroplane basically Bell-Coleman cycle is going to use for the refrigeration purpose. So the correct answer is what? D for Delhi. Come to the next question. Brittleness is opposite to option A plasticity, option B toughness, option C malleability, option D none of these. Brittleness, right? What do you mean by brittleness, my dear friends? So brittleness is basically, we can say, if any material which is going to fracture before getting any more deformation, then such type of material is called what? Brittle. Like suppose that is our one of the body, and let's assume this is 100 mm, right? Let's assume this is 100 mm length is there. I am going to apply the force like that, that is a tensile force. And if the body have maximum elongation that can get 5 mm only, that means their maximum elongation can be possible 105. After that it will get break. That means if the change in length is more than 5% or change in dimension is more than 5%, it is going to observe, and after that it is going to fail, it is going to break. Such type of body is called is what? Brittle body, right? Brittle body. If impact, it can fail before that. After 102 mm, you are going to apply the strain is 102. Strain is 2 mm is there, right? Change in length is 2 mm. Even it can fail, right? So you can say, so what is the opposite of that one? Plasticity, yes, my dear friends. Toughness, no. Toughness is different things. It can absorb the energy up to the fracture limit, then it is called toughness. Level, you can convert in the sheet. None of these, no. So my dear friends, the correct answer I can say plasticity. Plasticity is what, my dear friends? Plasticity is basically we can say how easy a body can deform. That is basically plasticity. So which will be the opposite to the brittleness. So the correct answer is what? Plasticity. Next question on your screen. Main source of noise pollution. Yeah, that is from the environmental science. We can say heavy machine only. Next question, transportation equipment and heavy machinery. Transportation equipment only. Musical instrument. So main source of pollution is, you can say, transportation equipment and heavy machinery. So B is the right answer. Next question is there. A fluid having no viscosity, my dear friends, Newtonian, real, ideal or non-Newtonian fluid. A fluid having no viscosity. A fluid having no viscosity is known as. A fluid having no viscosity is known as. Yes, my dear friends, if the fluid have no viscosity, then it is called is what? We can say ideal fluid. Okay, a fluid having no viscosity, then it will be called is what? Ideal fluid. C for Chennai is the right answer. Ideal fluid. That is the wrong answer, my dear friends. That's the wrong answer. Okay, non-Newtonian fluid, no. A fluid having no viscosity is known as ideal fluid. That is the right. Okay, note D. D is the wrong answer. Right. Come to the next question. The cutting tool are made of nickel, chrome, steel, nickel steel, या high speed steel. So my dear friends, that question has been taken from the metal cutting, from the production. You might have aware one of the topic is there, metal cutting. So if you talk about in the metal cutting, if you are, so that is our tool, and this is your chip which is going to flow over that. So cutting tool are mainly made of what? High speed steel, not even high speed steel. There can be ceramic, there can be carbide also, but since in the option only high speed steel there, so we can use that one. Otherwise, other than that, if you talk about negative rake angle can be three types, that is positive rake angle, right? So in positive rake angle you can use the high speed steel. If the negative rake angle is there, then tungsten carbide and ceramic you can going to use, right? So this is the tool which is going to be used here. But since it is there only one option, high speed steel, so I will prefer the high speed steel. Now next question, in an internal combustion engine, the process of removing a burnt gas from the combustion chamber of the engine cylinder is known as, this is known as, yes, scavenging is basically known as that process, and by which you are going to remove the burnt gases, that is called scavenging. So that is the right answer, right? Next question, which of the following is used to measure the discharge? Hot wire anemometer, pitot tube, current meter. My dear friends, that question has been taken from the fluid mechanics, obviously, that question from the fluid mechanics. If you talk about the topic name Bernoulli equation, so you have to measure the discharge, right? So what you can use for the measurement of discharge, you are going to use for the pitot tube, this is going to use for the measurement of speed. Current meter is also going to use for the measurement of speed. If you talk about venturimeter and orifice meter is basically two device, or third device is ilvometer. So basically I have three devices by which I am going to measure the discharge. It can be venturimeter, it can be orifice meter, or it can be ilvometer. If you talk about pitot tube and current meter, by which I am going to measure the speeds or velocity, we can say aeroplane velocity, submarine velocity is going to measure with the help of pitot tube. Hot wire anemometer is also going to measurement of the speed, right? So the correct answer will be C4. Chennai is the right answer, and easily you could be able to give the answer, right? Come to the next question. Which type of bearing is known as anti-friction bearing? So that question further has been taken from the machine design. One of the topic in the machine design, you guys are aware, bearing, right? So the subtopic of this question is bearing. That question has been taken from the subject is machine design, topic is bearing. The question is that which type of bearing is known as anti-friction bearing? Sliding contact, none of the above, rolling contact bearing, or cylindrical bearing. So you know, my dear friends, rolling contact bearing is known as what? Anti-friction bearing, because you know in this there will be point contact. Due to this the friction will be very less. That's why it is considered as a what? It is considered as a what? Anti-friction bearing. So the correct answer is what? C4, Chennai. Come to the next question. The ratio of volume of free air delivered per stroke to the shaft volume of the piston is known as compressor efficiency, mechanical efficiency, volumetric efficiency, or we can say isothermal efficiency. So what answer you are going to get, my dear friends? What answer you are going to get? It will be the volumetric efficiency. Mechanical efficiency different, isothermal is different. The ratio of volume of free air delivered per stroke to the shaft volume is known as what? Volumetric efficiency. You know, my dear friends, in fact all the efficiency cannot be more than one, but volumetric efficiency might be possible, you can make it more than one. Generally what is happening, efficiency you cannot get bigger than more than one. But if you talk about in the volumetric efficiency, my dear friends, in certain cases, not always, but yes, in certain cases you can find that efficiency is more than that of 100%, right? So you can find that one. Now come to the next question. Unit mass of steel. Yes, my dear friends, that is the thing, just you have to be memorized. You don't have any other option, you have to memorize that question. So unit mass of steel is what? 7850 kg per meter cube. That is a very unexpected question, that you can say just you have to by heart. There is no any logic. Since you know, if you talk about steel, so steel is one of the major material for the engineers, especially for the mechanical engineers. If you talk about the material science, in the iron carbide diagram, you are totally going to study about the steel only, na? So steel is important to us. That's why they might have asked that question. You have to remember that one. Come to the next question. The absolute pressure is equal to gauge pressure minus atmospheric pressure minus gauge pressure plus vacuum pressure, gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure. So my dear friends, if you talk about the topic names, then obviously that has been taken from the fluid mechanics, and obviously that question has been taken from the one of the subtopic is what? Pressure measurement. From that subtopic that question has been taken. So absolute pressure is always gauge pressure plus of atmospheric pressure is known as what, my dear friends? Absolute pressure, right? As I told you, that is absolute zero. Let's assume this is absolute zero. Okay, that is atmospheric pressure. That is our PATM. Suppose I have to measure the pressure at that point. Suppose I have to measure the pressure at point A. So I can say this plus this, right? Can I say or no? I can say this plus this, right? So this is what PATM. And if you are going to make with respect to, okay, whenever you are going to find the gauge, that means you have to take in datum is taken atmospheric pressure. Whenever atmospheric pressure is taken as datum, then it is called as gauge pressure, right? So from that point to that point, we can say this is P gauge and that is what? PATM. And from that point to that point, this is called what? P absolute. So what will be P absolute, my dear friends? We can simply say PATM plus P gauge, right? PATM plus P gauge. So D for Delhi is the right answer. Okay. So now come to the next question. So yeah, so you can see now basic question is twice easily you could be able to solve. Electric pressure is also called power, resistance, voltage. Yeah, electric pressure is what? Voltage. You know, usually I used to say that in the class, you know, fluid is going to be flow from high pressure to low pressure, you know. So fluid velocity is basically due to the pressure difference. And you know, if you talk about the current, so it is going to move with the what? Voltage difference, right? So they are just going to correlate these two words, right? Electric pressure is what? So because of pressure, you know, fluid is going to move flow, right? So pressure difference is there, right? So electric pressure means they are going to talk about the what? Voltage. Whenever voltage difference will be there, obviously there will be the movement of current, right? So the correct answer will be what? C for Chennai. Next question on your screen. Sound is measured by unit that are called decibel, Pascal, hertz, or meter. No, my dear friends, Pascal pressure is going to measure, hertz frequency is going to measure, meter length is going to measure, and decibel is going to measure for the what? If you talk about sound, then it is going to measure in the what? Decibel. Can you comment what is the range for a human body, a human ear that can you know, sense what is the range of the sound? Can anybody can? No, please comment that answer, right? So that is answer will be the our decibel. If the 20s, even you know, on the same concept sound, you are going to talk about the ultrasound. You might have listened about the concept of ultrasound. In this ultrasonic sound is going to be transferred. By that you are going to find that is basically ultrasound process. You might have aware about that, right? Come to the next question. The critical depth meter is used to measure. Yes, my dear friends, this is going to measure the what? Hydraulic jump. Basically, that question has been taken from the open channel flow. Sometimes a few questions, especially in mechanical engineering, OCF is not there, but sometimes they are going to ask. So that question is from that section only. So that question has been taken from the open channel flow. But it was a very general question. So everyone can give the answer. That is what? Hydraulic jump. Now come to the next question, my dear friends. The question is that when a body is immersed wholly or partially, right, in a liquid, it is lifted up by a force equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by the body. This statement is called, obviously, my dear friends, that statement is what known as Archimedes principle. If you talk about principle of Bernoulli equation, different things, you talk about the conservation of energy, Pascal law. If you know, when the fluid is in statics, that at a given point, pressure will be equal in all the direction. That is for the Pascal law. Flotation, you know that. So the answer will be the what? Archimedes principle. That question is also has been taken from the fluid mechanics. So from the analysis of far till now, what you have learned, you can see the most of the question has been asked either from the fluid mechanics or machine design or strength of material. Production is also there, or TOM is also there. So these 4 or 5 subjects are major important to you guys, right? What? Fluids, SOM, till now, whatever you have made analysis till now, fluid, SOM, machine design and production. Some question is from the theory of machine also. So that's important subject. If you have knowledge about that subject, easily you could be able to solve that exams. IC engine is also there. Which of the following energy conversion device convert heat into work? IC engine, condenser, all of the above, or electric generator? No, my dear friends, electric generator is not. Condensers convert. No, I am not going to work. I am not getting the work from the condenser. Condenser basically going to for the condense of the fluid. It is not going to convert the heat into work, right? So yes, we can say if you talk about the IC engine, I am going to convert heat into work in the internal combustion engine. So correct answer will be the what? A for apple is the right answer. No. Gear are casted by slush casting, sand mold casting, centrifugal casting, permanent mold casting. Further, that question has been taken from the production. If you talk about the topic name, then obviously that question has been taken from the what? Casting. If you talk about gear, so gear basically going to be produced by the permanent mold casting. Once if you have gone through my YouTube lectures, usually I used to tell whenever you are going to get the bulk product, right? You have to get the bulk. So in such case, I am going to use the mold casting, especially the permanent mold casting. So gears, obviously, one of the major component of the machine, right? So you have to be produced the bulk, right? So that's why I am going to prefer the permanent mold casting. You have to just make a mold and then you have to perform the casting. Next question is there, an economizer is installed in the boiler primary. So my dear friends, that question has been taken from the power plant. Right. So what is the function of economizer, which is basically installed in the boiler? Option A, increase the steam pressure, superheat the steam. No, my dear friends, superheater is basically going to use for the superheat. So by the economizer, you can reduce the fuel consumption. You can reduce what? Fuel consumption. So the correct answer will be what? C for Chennai is the right answer. Come to the next question. The angle made by the face of the tool and the plane parallel to the base of cutting tool is called. So my dear friends, that talk about that. This one is one of our workpiece, right? And that one is about the tool. That one is our tool. That is the chip which is going to be moved like that. So the angle made by the face of tool. So that is the face of tool. This is the what? Face of the tool, and the plane parallel to the base of cutting, and the plane parallel to the base of cutting tool is called. The angle made by the face of the tool and plane parallel to the base of the cutting tool. So this angle, so I think that will be what? Alpha. It can be the angle made by the face of the tool. So that is the face of tool, and the plane parallel to the base of cutting tool. This will be what? Rake angle. Come to the next question. The major loss of energy in long pipe is due to. So losses that further has been taken from the fluid mechanics. One of the chapter is flow through pipes. If the subtopic you talk, then it will be flow through pipes. So that question has been taken from the flow through pipes. My dear friends, why I am going to tell the name of subject and topic? The main target to saying the name of the topic and the subtopic and the subject is that by which you can analyze which subject is more important, and if you especially talk about the which topic by which the question has been asked several times, that's why I am going to tell you usually the subject name and the topic name. So here the major loss that I told you. So basically losses are two types. One is major loss. One is what? Major loss. Major, and another one is what? Minor loss. So my dear friends, whatever loss which is associated with the friction, suppose that is your pipe, and if you are going to watch the pipe with the macroscope or macroscopic view, my dear friends, you will find a lot of frictional, because anything cannot be perfectly smooth. There will be lot of friction. So whenever fluid is flowing in that, there will be losses, right? So the loss associated with the friction is known as what? Major loss. So the major loss is basically due to the friction. So D will be the right answer. What is minor loss, sir? Minor loss is that whenever there is a bend in the pipe, let's assume that is your pipe and it is going to be something bend like that. So when flow will come, it will stack at that point, right? So whenever losses occur, due to the change in either velocity of magnitude of velocity or direction of velocity, whatever. So losses can be two types, major and minor. Major is basically due to the friction, minor loss is basically due to the either change in magnitude of the velocity or change in direction of the velocity. In these two cases, if velocity changes either by magnitude or by direction, then the losses occurred is known as what? Minor loss. Like you can see here, since pipe of the uniform cross section, so the velocity magnitude is not going to change, but here the direction is going to be changed. So here it will strike and loss will going to be takes place, right? So the correct answer here is what? D. But if in any exam they are going to ask about the minor loss, you guys have aware about the minor loss also. Next question is that high air fuel ratio in gas turbine. Option A, increase power output, improve thermal efficiency, reduce exhaust temperature. Option D, do not damage the turbine blade. So if you talk about the high air fuel ratio in gas turbine, basically high air, if air will be there huge amount, then there will be the perfect combustion, and the perfect combustion will be there, then you can get the exhaust, reduce exhaust temperature. So the correct answer is what? C for Chennai is the right answer. Now see next one. What is the percentage of carbon in plain carbon steel? If you talk about plain carbon steel, so it will be the less than 1.7%. That is further has been taken from the material science. Next question, a thermodynamic system is referred to. So that question has been taken from the thermodynamics, from the name it's indicate. A specified mass in fluid flow, a specified region of constant volume, any defined region space, a prescribed and identifiable quantity of matter. So if you talk about system, so a specific mass of fluid, no. A specific region of constant volume, no. Any defined region in a space, no. You have to be prescribed and the identifiable quantity of matter. So yes, my dear friends, D is the right answer. Next question, that further question has been taken from the fluid mechanics. The question is that a differential manometer is used. So my dear friends, differential basically indicate the differences. What? Differential basically indicate the differences. So we can say basically two types of manometer. One is simple manometer, another one is what? Differential manometer. So simple manometer is going to measure pressure at a point, but differential manometer is going to measure pressure difference between 2 points or pressure difference between two different pipes. So differential basically going to measure the difference of pressure. So the correct answer will be the D for Delhi is the correct answer, right? So that question has been taken. If you talk about subtopic, pressure and its measurement. Pressure and its measurement is one of the subtopic of the fluid mechanics. So from that section, that question has been taken. Come to the next question. Soft material absorb large amount of electromagnetic wave, sound energy, light energy and heat energy. So the correct answer will be the sound energy, right? Soft material absorb large amount of sound energy they can absorb. Next question. When load W is applied suddenly on a bar of a cross-sectional area A, the stress induced in the bar will be. So yes, my dear friends, I have told you in the very earlier class that stress is what? Force upon area, right? But if you talk about gradually applied load, if suddenly applied is load there, if suddenly applied load is there, then what is happening? It will be 2F upon A. That means stress will be twice of that one. So the correct answer will be B for Bombay. You have to remember that one. Whenever suddenly applied load will be there, the stress is twice that of the gradually applied load. So the correct answer will be the B for Bombay, right? Come to the next question. The next question is that the operation of cutting sheet of metal in a straight line along a length is known as plunging, forming, notching or slitting. So it is known as what? Slitting. So my dear friends, that all are about the UDPI CPR Limited, UDPI coaching CPR. So from that, what the analysis is that, my dear friends? If I am going to make the analysis, then what you can tell after watching the whole session, what analysis you are going to make? Anybody? Tell me what you can expect. So as I told you, just to give 1 minute. So that was the question of UDUPI Coaching Shipyard Limited, but the current vacancy is live in the CHL as I told you, and by the analysis of that question paper we can say the most important subject from that various number of questions has been asked, that is one of the fluid mechanics, another is production engineering, third one we can say TOM and machine design, and yes, thermo RC power plant is there. So these are the subjects from which all the question has been taken. Another analysis that you can make, not a single numerical was there, all are theoretical question, or you can say if your theoretical knowledge is good, generally what's happened I have seen a student is going to be feared about that numerical is going to ask, then how I can solve. So here you haven't find a single numericals, so that is one of the advantage that you guys have. So my dear friends, one and last that I want to tell you, the Coaching Shipyard Limited, their notification is live now. Don't wait for the last time, go and fill the forms. Especially major I want to tell the more request for those guys which are very interested to job in the southernmost state, and especially for those students which belongs to the southern state, they can fill the forms, they will get posted very near to their hometowns. So that is one of the advantage. Every student have dreamed that if I am going to post it nearby my village or nearby my hometown, so that is one advantage that we can attain. Another thing is that this CHL is going to be in the last train. If you last 4 or 5 year train, if you are going to find that every year the notification is coming in that exams. In that year 20 in mechanical section more than 20 seats is there, so fill the forms. So if you want to how to start your preparation, what if you have need any guidance, then don't forget to join with us. You can join YourPedia, or we can say Engineer Career Point ECP, right? So start your preparation and you can join with us, and if you have any further query, don't forget to ask. You can put your comment and I will take your doubt. Okay, so in future I will come with another question paper also. Okay, thank you, and yes, good luck, fill the form. Thank you.